Greetings, fellow armchair Imagineers. Tiki here.
And BlueDragonFive. Hiya kids, we're back yet again to tell you a story, part of an ongoing story about memorable characters, long-lasting life lessons, all coated with just enough magic and wonder to keep you coming back for more. And to tell this week's final story, we start like any other famous tale with the immortal words, "Once upon a time."
Frozen. Over. Ooh.
Because it is in fact over.
Do you think I did an adequate job one-upping myself every show with the Frozen overs?
More or less.
I try. All right, how you doing, BlueDragonFive? One last time, we're back with the Once Upon a Time Frozen over stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Heroes and villains. Heroes and villains. Okay, I'll spare you my singing. So really, episode 11 was our big wrap-up for the season. It was our big climax. It was our big emotional high point, and also our big action high. Everything came to a head in the last episode. So this is kind of really just like, hey, we got some plot points left over, so let's kind of pick up the pieces a little bit.
Don't you mean 12?
Was last episode 12?
I thought it was 12. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's 12.
Is this 13?
Yes, 13. It should be 13.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Shows how much I'm keeping track.
So, folks, as per usual, just to kind of quickly we go through it as per usual. Yeah, we're
I don't even know the number of the episodes. So yeah, we do need help.
We're huge fans of Frozen, and we're jumping into the series completely blind. We're jumping in out of a plane, assembling the parachute on the way down. We're going through the woods. We're leaving breadcrumbs along the way. The only way we know where we're going because of the handy recapped hour segments of of Once Upon a Time to the past season. That's all we're going into. We generally know where we're going. So if we get anything wrong, well, we can't really say put in the.
Yeah, it's kind of too late at this point. Thanks to Thomas the Imagineer once again for being the only person to actually, do anything about us probably going and just killing the chronological context of the series.
So we didn't get anything recent for this last installment or anything.
Nope.
Okay, sure. Well, anyway, there is one thing I did want to correct that I got wrong last episode. I'll do it myself this time.
Okay.
Yeah. So apparently we find in this episode specifically, because I saw this episode before you did, so I guess knew a little bit going into this.
Mm-hmm.
So apparently, from what I gather, the way the Storybrooke curse works is that so you leave. If you leave, you have no magic. That's all. And in this case, the Snow Queen specifically put a curse on it so you can't come back. I just want to make that clear. So that's the Snow Queen's doing.
Yeah, and you know how I feel about this show piling magic upon magic upon magic, so I wasn't really thrilled with that, but whatever. We'll move on.
I'm just saying, this little thing is you and I going into it blind kind of maybe misconstrued. So I just want to straighten that out. So again, if we get anything, just overall, one last time just to address. So, folks, if we got anything wrong again, just going into it blind, I think we got it pretty much right. For the most part, we were lost in a few things, but to be expected.
Yeah, I think after the first 2 or 3 episodes, when we figured out who David was and everything like that, when we got the names down, basically.
I think we got the gist of it.
Yeah.
I think we got a good general gist of it. Lost in a few details, but I think it was fresh enough overall to kind of get through this whole now. It was. The show was inclusive enough so we wouldn't be completely lost on things, but it gave us enough so we can go on it fresh.
I think that was definitely their intention, and I think they accomplished it rather well. Right. I think they were good at their goal. All right, so with that in mind, right to the recap.
Sure. Because they had to know going in that people would be like us would be tuning in just for the Frozen.
Exactly. Right. Of course.
Like new viewers.
Nerds that we are. God! Oh, BlueDragonFive. Just there is stuff going on at Disneyland regarding Frozen that I am really off about, but I will save that for another video. So, anyways, let's go forward. Let's do the last recap for this.
Sure. So previously, the spell's over. We had a really hard heart-wrenching finale with the Snow Queen, who self-sacrificed herself. Meanwhile, though, our other big head honcho villain has been working behind the scenes this whole time, and now that the distraction's gone, he's going to enact his plans he's been going on about for 2 episodes now, Rumpelstiltskin. And the big mission for our favorite Frozen gals is that they have to get home to Arendelle before it's too late, before Hans completely wrecks the place.
And my God, we see so much of that mission. Like, they are so much in the forefront this episode. It is just unbelievable. We get so much Anna and Elsa. I'm being sarcastic, folks. I'm being sarcastic.
We got like 11 episodes. We got like actually maybe 11 actually is accurate. No, like 11 to 12 episodes of them. So we can give them one so a little light on it.
I mean, I get the fact that this is trying to set up for the next run of episodes, but I don't know. I do think it was a little light on the Elsa stuff. I mean, they were literally just sitting around in a diner for a majority of the episode.
Well, it's an epilogue.
Yeah, but most of the characters were doing stuff.
All right, moving on. Let's speaking of something they did do. Okay, so we're picking up where we left off. So now the big chaos is over. The shared site spell has been averted. On to business. Let's get that blasted ice wall down.
Yes, the ice wall that causes all sorts of continuity problems throughout the season more than anything else.
So pretty much Elsa now, basically defeated the Snow Queen. I guess kind of the block is down for that part, so she can take down the rest of the ice, and she does that. The ice wall is now gone. However, there is an issue. As Emma suspects, Snow Queen must have done something to the town wall. To the barrier like around the towns. Again, so if you leave the town, you lose your magic. That's the main caveat. So apparently, so again, for that previous season I mentioned last episode, they could go to New York. They didn't have magic when they went to New York. That's the only caveat. That's all. They could come back anytime. So
was New York the only place they could go to?
Well, no, I think it's just any place. But I think New York was the. I don't know. That's
the primary location. Okay, I got you.
I'm assuming because again, Bellflower was in New York. That's all.
Sure. All right, I got
the point is, so like I like how Emma takes time to warn her, like, wait, Anna, don't cross that line. Then pretty much she tests that and say, oh man, she must have put a curse on it before she went because she wanted to keep the sisters inside the town forever.
Oh, that Snow Queen, that pesky Snow Queen.
So pretty much just to summarize, it's a one-way deal. You go through it, you exit the town, you can't come back.
Mm-hmm.
So how are they going to get home? They got to find a portal.
They gotta find the Kingdom Hearts door. That's what they gotta find. They gotta find the door from Kingdom Hearts.
Well, it's not Deus Machina. They did set it up well, and I'm not saying
it's a Deus Ex Machina. I'm just saying it looks exactly like the door from Kingdom Hearts. That's all I'm saying.
Well, it's an urgent matter because I love how this comes about. Like Anna and Kristoff bringing up that Hans is conquering Arendelle. Like Elsa's like, oh wait, did we not know? Well, a lot's been going on. Wait, what is it on us? Oh yeah, Hansa, he's taken over Arendelle. He and his brothers. I guess I will give them one. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Sorry, and then Elsa's pretty much like, Anna, we have to go now. We have to get back home now.
Yeah, and I guess I'll give them credit for this. They literally turns the whole Hans taking over Arendelle storyline into a joke, which I think was very intentional, so I guess props on that. Yeah, I mean, at least it was kind of funny. I'll admit I was with you in that I kind of wanted to see it, but still, it was a funny, just implied, we know they're going to take care of business. We already know that. Well, there is one thing that we did not see that I am very pissed about, but we'll get to that. I know what you wanted to see. You know exactly what I wanted to see. I'm not saying it didn't wrap up well. I'm not saying that Last Shot wasn't good. I'm just saying I wanted to see it, but we'll get to that when we get to that. So meanwhile, the big revelation of I really love how the Elsa's actress really delivers that line. Anna, we have to go home now. Hook in the meantime, he slinks off somewhere, presumably back to Rumpelstiltskin, which he does. Next scene. Oh yeah. What's he talking about with Rumpel? Okay, next scene, he's talking about how first of all, I just can't get over Belle does redeem herself a lot in this episode. I will give her credit. Like, her character does come around, but I still can't get over the fact that she slept through the shattered sight.
Well, she's still under, like, the sleeping magic thing.
I know. It's just, it shows how, anyways, I just think it's funny.
So, Rumpel points out, like, oh, man, the Snow Queen would have made for a good distraction while I left the place.
Mm-hmm.
Carry out my plans, but now she had to go get herself defeated or, sacrificial, meaning no more heavy snow cover, if you will.
No more dwarves firing crossbows at each other.
Exactly. So pretty much, yeah, she would have made the perfect cover, but now she's wrapped up things. So they operate a little more under the radar for the big plan, which has to go down tonight.
Uh-huh.
And also, I love that this Rumpelstiltskin points out that Anna is going to be a big danger being here because she knows who I was in my past life. She knows that I'm Rumpelstiltskin. She knows. Right,
yeah, and that definitely gets brought up.
She knows me. If they find out, like all the times they asked me I was lying to them, they're going to figure out the daggers. They're going to figure that the dagger's a fake, and then everything's going to go to heck.
Yeah, he's definitely dealing with a house of cards in this situation. A house of lies.
Oh, yeah. So pretty much, if Anna puts the pieces together and everyone, if she reveals that she met him, and they all put the pieces together, it's going to be endgame for Rumpelstiltskin.
And of course, Anna finds out in the most adorable way possible.
Certainly. We'll get to that. Don't spoil that.
No, I know.
So pretty much he orders Hook to watch Anna, keep her away from the shop, try to steer. As far as she's concerned, everyone else is concerned, it's Mr. Gold, so, don't give anyone any ideas.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much. And also, I love how he points out to Hook, remember, tonight, you've just had kind of a stay of execution. Tonight you're going to die, fella. Okay? When the stars align with the hat, as he's been saying a few episodes now, I got to tell you, it's a little old, like the fifth time he says it now. I get the plan, okay, Rumple? It's a good plan, I get it. Don't keep telling me.
There's another thing Rumple says that gets old, but I'll get to that in the flashback.
Is it heroes and villains?
No.
Anyway, so pretty much, when the stars align with the hat's stars, then he's going to crush Hook's heart, and then pretty much he'll be free of the dagger, and he'll be able to leave the place with all his magic and memories intact.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. And also, let's see. So also, meanwhile, he's going to. In the meanwhile, he's going to protect. He's going to. Sorry. What's wrong with me tonight?
He's going to protect his blissfully ignorant wife.
Yes, that's and prepare her for the trip.
Yeah. Okay, so flashback time. I guess this is a time period where Belle and Rumpelstiltskin were kind of in Beauty and the Beast mode.
Yeah.
Okay, so
this is like after the father.
I do like Belle's costume. It's very spot on with the classic Beauty and the Beast, like blue and white dress, very very accurate, as with everything else in the show in terms of Disney. She's looking through the shop, and then Rumpel burst in. Oh, you're playing with my toys, dearie! How dare you? These aren't just toys. Or, I don't know. What does he say? Help me out here.
Yeah, he's just being kind of playful, pointing out, like, oh, you're being kind of curious, aren't you? I says, well, I mean, how can I? You never tell me any stories, all the stories associated with these things. So, well, you never, like, you're the help. And you say, that's rude. You get a sense of the dynamic they go. They got early kind of like Belle Beauty and the Beast thing going on, where like she called the Beast and all his gruffness.
Oh yeah, and it's kind of funny that his gruffness is portrayed in such an over-the-top, kind of a cheesy way. Like, oh, I am so gruff. This is my mean complexity.
Yeah, and also
sorry, the fact that I have a cold means I can't really do the Rumpelstiltskin voice as good as I used to.
Yes. And I like how she's smart. This is the part where she's getting a little more gutsy, trying to, like, she's seeing the human under, like, seeing the kind of the soul beneath the beast here, and she's kind of cozying up to that. She realizes, like, hey, you're not going to kill me, or else you would have done it by now. Come on, tell me some stories. Why you keep all this stuff here? So, oh yeah, I got this gauntlet here because I got it from Camelot on a recent journey to Camelot. People aren't really thrilled about. And essentially, this will point me in direction of a person's weaknesses.
Oh, how was your trip? Good for me. Not so good for Camelot. That's the thing he says that I'm kind of sick of.
Yeah. Well, he only said it once. What are you talking about?
No, yeah, I am sure he said it at least 2 other times when someone asked how his trip was, and he's like, "Good for good for me, and not so good for the place that I just went to."
Well, you only heard him like say twice in the entire season. That's what I'm recalling.
Okay, fine, it's a callback. All right.
Anyway.
Okay. Anyways, so.
And he took it for manipulation. That's the main reason he took this thing, so he can manipulate people.
And guess what? He can show Belle the world, shining, shimmering, splendid. I'm just kidding. I'm just being silly.
Okay, so back in the present, Belle awakens to breakfast, and yeah, it's a nice gesture on Rumple's part, I gotta say. It's a simple thing, but he makes a little breakfast when she wakes up. He's been asleep for all that time. It's nice.
Oh yeah. But it's far from the biggest surprise he has in store for Belle.
Yeah, this is a really sweet scene, though. Again, we just see kind of this is a fun notion of us, even this novice, kind of going into the series fresh. We've had 2 scenes that really kind of illustrate kind of their whole deal for us. Like we have the first scene in the first episode where they're doing the Beauty and the Beast dance. We kind of get it's like a Beauty and the Beast dynamic, and here. We saw how they were in the past.
Yeah, and I thought that first scene, I mean, you kind of liked it more than I did. I thought it was kind of hitting you over the head, like, oh, it's Beauty and the Beast, you get it?
Anyway, so, and here, this is a really sweet scene. Pretty much, you get to see how they used to be and how they are now, really loving and tender. And like, he used to be a monster on the outside, now he's more of a monster on the inside.
Oh, yeah.
And like just a simple notion, she wakes this is like from Belle's perspective, this is like the sweetest notion ever. Wakes up, has some breakfast, and he's saying, "Oh, how will you go on a second honeymoon? I'm going to take you to a magical land." Because basically, I guess she never travels because she's in Storybrooke. I'll take you to a magical land called New York.
They have this movie called Tron.
Well, but that was in the 80s, though.
Yeah, I know. But that won't remember what I think of when I think of New York in this show.
Yeah, it'll basically be the chance to see the world which she always wants to do, and yay, okay, and of course some sinister motives on it.
Shiny. I'm sorry, that was distracting me.
Alright, so what's our next scene? We got a Robin Hood Regina scene.
Okay, yeah, I really like the way that this whole Robin Hood and Regina thing plays out, in spite of all the teasing that we've been doing about the kid. At the end of the day, Robin Hood cares more. No, I don't even want to.
Well, look. Let's just say this. Not about the kid, but just about the relationship. I think the relationship was really good. I love the ending. How it eventually ends in this episode. We'll get to that. But
oh yeah.
Something that still kind of bugs me is that it gets it's repetitive a lot. I get it. Again, it's just you keep reminding me. Oh, we can't be together.
Also, I think all the stuff that happens with Marion is very conveniently timed.
Yeah, I wish they could have stripped out.
That's a big issue.
Yeah, I just wish they could have stripped out some of the stuff where they're just like saying, "Oh, we can't," like the to be or not to be stuff. Just strip a little of it, okay? Just get like 2 scenes of that, get rid of that, and I'd be fine with it.
Right.
So,
yeah, it's like we get it. You've been hammering this point in the whole season.
I get it. Like like if you're gonna do it like before the storm hits and like when they have their fun time before the storm's about to hit, there's those 2 things. But come on.
All right. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, so
they fix Marion.
So, yeah, like I said, the timing is very convenient because it's like, do we have any sort of explanation for this at all? Like how they actually pull it off? It's like Robin is just with Regina, and then suddenly like, oh, she's awake now.
Well, no, there actually is some here this time there's some credible reasoning for it. It's now Snow Queen's gone, so maybe some of the magic's worn off.
Let me guess.
Would you say it?
Let me guess.
Yes, then just guess.
More convoluted magic.
Well, assumed magic.
All right, keep going. I'm sorry.
Well, my assumption. I don't know. My assumption is like just some of the magic's worn off. Point Snow Queen's gone, so now the shattered sight thing's over. Maybe because the big magical force is gone. Well, it'll be enough time to put the heart back in the body.
All right, I guess that makes sense.
The one to cast the spell's gone, so maybe the spell's worn off.
That's right. I forgot. Okay, fair enough.
And we get into like residual effects later on.
Right.
Yeah. Anyway, so boys, they fix Marion. Yay, Marion's awake.
Yeah, and the 2 minutes of screen time she had throughout the season. Yay, we really got to know this character.
Well, she wasn't that important.
Yeah, I know. That's the joke I'm making.
Okay, so let's see. So then, then Regina and Marion, they have a really nice scene in the diner.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Yeah, this was
yeah.
Because
No, it was. You're right. You're right.
shows you the progression she has had. I guess I wonder if she was mulling things over while she was kind of unconscious.
Oh, I'm sure she was. Yeah, you know, that's a good question. I don't know.
Anyway, so yeah, she basically in this nice little diner chat, she says, you know, she legitimately says thank you because at first she really didn't like her, saying, well, she used to be the evil queen. How can you guys root for her?
Right,
How can you fall for this lady? What's wrong with you?
It's just charming how lost we were in that opening scene where they're all running out of the diner and we have no idea what's going on outside the recap.
Yeah. And anyway, so basically says thank you, and kind of points out, Robin Hood loves you. I mean, he loves you, and I get why. You two have obviously had the son going on. I've been gone for a long time, and he feels a sense of duty. But look, I don't want to be an obligation. I want him to choose me. If he doesn't choose me, I'm wasting my time as much as he's wasting his time.
Yeah, really good logic. Really like that.
Yeah, really, really good. It basically says, look, I want to be chosen. And if he chooses you, like I think he will, I can live with that. Don't torture yourself. It
kind of puts a modern day sensibility to fairy tale logic.
Yeah, which was good.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Meanwhile, we got a broom leading.
I love the music when the broom shows up. That sort of funky remix of Sorcerer's Apprentice.
Dun, 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 dun. So the broom leads Hook and Rumpelstiltskin to his master's home, the sorcerer. It's the actual sorcerer's house, I presume.
Yeah, and we never get to see the sorcerer. One of two things, and I'm really disappointed we didn't get to see it.
My assumption is they've never shown the sorcerer. Like, it's this thing they haven't even done in the seasons yet.
I guess so. Yeah, I guess if they're gonna show him, they're gonna stretch it out. It's kind of like the black smoke monster on Lost. They're just gonna keep teasing it. That makes sense.
Yeah.
It's
until they get to their final season or two,
And then they'll have a terrible episode towards the end of the series that's entirely about the smoke monster, or I'm sorry, entirely about the sorcerer, and Alice and Janney will be the sorcerer's mother.
All right, we get it. It's Lost, okay? Moving on.
All right.
Enough of the Lost.
All right, I have to work in a couple Lost references per show.
All right. So let's see. So, Hook got a really cool line here. As it basically, I guess Rumpel's just kind of rubbing it in more. So yeah, this is your last day alive. Hook points out, I really hope I see you in the next life. He says, well, I'm immortal, so good luck with that. You have to wait a long wait. I'm immortal, remember? They got a good dynamic going on because they really hate each other.
Oh yeah.
Understandable reason, basically they're not going to confuse you with all the intricate background I learned from recasts. I won't. I'm just going to tell you basically they kind of love the same woman, that they kind of fought over the same woman that kind of ended up dying.
All right.
Let's just say that much. There's a whole bunch of issues with those guys. Anyway, so also, Hook saying, well, look, this is my last day, you keep reminding me so graciously. Give me some information.
He really is holding it over his head. He's really enjoying it.
And he has no choice but to listen to it, because the guy, he has his heart, so he has to do what he says, and he has to follow him around everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
So at least give me some information, okay? Tell me everything before I go. Come on. And he does. Pretty much this logic I really like, that... well, the Snow Queen had to come here somehow, right? So basically he brings up the portal that the sorcerer made years ago, which we did see.
Mm-hmm.
And they figure, okay, I'm just going to reveal that portal, which should be at his house here. At least give him some well, I'm assuming this logic. Some residual magic just to make the thing form right there.
And like I said, it is the Kingdom Hearts store. Yeah.
Well, it actually does sport a really nice Arendelle design on it.
I don't know. Maybe the guys who did Frozen were inspired by Kingdom Hearts. Who knows? I'm just kidding. Okay, so next scene, I didn't realize that Belle is technically Henry's grandma.
Maybe you didn't realize that.
What do you mean? I just didn't realize it. I'm sorry. Just didn't connect the dots.
Sorry, I'm just saying, Belle married Rumpelstiltskin. Rumpelstiltskin's the grandma. Come on.
It's not biological.
Alright.
Oh, my bye-bye. How are you doing? Oh, I'm gonna go see the ice cream truck. Okay, I'm done. Moving on.
Boy. Anyway, so pretty much, Henry, let's see, what was Henry asking here? Oh yeah, so
well, he
Henry
reveals the book.
Yeah, he reveals the book to her, asking, like, do you know anything about the book here? She says no. Gives her, like, the whole spiel, kind of about, like, trying to find his mother a happy ending, and she says, well, I'm sure she'll get a happy ending. She's earned it by now. Should be in the cards for her. Also, she mentions, like, where are you going, Grandma? I'm going on a trip with Rumpelstiltskin. And
call me Belle.
Yeah, I love that. By the way, one says, "Well, just call me Belle. Call me Grandma. Must make her feel old, I guess."
What class you prefer?
Right. Also, like, he brings up the point, like, what about the spell? Oh, I didn't know there was a spell going on, but well, I'm sure he's got a trick up his sleeve. Just love that rationale. Yeah, he's Rumpelstiltskin. Of course, he got a trick up his sleeve. Come on.
Oh yeah.
He's the Dark One, after all. He's a powerful guy. Okay, so yes, after don't call me Grandma. Hey, why don't you help me search for an additional suitcase? Would you? And then looking through the stuff, the gauntlet falls, the aforementioned gauntlet from earlier, that can find people's weaknesses or lead you to people's weaknesses.
Yeah, I don't think they did a really good job setting this up, but I won't really dwell on it because I was kind of confused. I was like, okay, I get that comes from Camelot, whatever.
Well,
more convoluted magic.
Well, look, first watching, I kind of agreed with you that was a little shoehorned in, but I think rewatching it, the explanation for it later on really holds up.
I guess later on, yeah, you're right. It's just in the moment I was just like, wait, what am I supposed to know what that is?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's just introduced this episode, so.
Yeah, and fair enough. And like I said, I think this show kind of has an issue with that convoluted magic. Yeah.
So speaking of the past, what's happening in it? So they find the gauntlet, basically tells Henry, to go away. Pretty much tells him, no, it's fine. So holds the gauntlet, stares after a bit, then she flashes back to the past.
Well, in the past, I literally just have Rumpel's hole. What does that mean? Tell me what that means. What do my notes mean? Decipher them for me, please.
Oh, God. Okay, here's what it means.
I am like Rumpel's hole. That sounds really dirty.
Why? Take better notes, man.
I know. I was taking rush notes. I'm sorry.
Rush notes. Okay, anyway, so she tries to chat up Rumpelstiltskin. She makes Rumpelstiltskin some tea, tries to chat him up, and he says, like, I think I know what your problem is. You got a hole in your heart. No hole in my heart.
Oh, yeah, that's right, yeah. Because that day, Rumpelstiltskin's heart grew 10 sizes.
No, dear, it's not that I don't have a hole in my heart. It's that I don't have any clean clothes. He snaps his fingers. She teleports to outside where, like, the laundry is. And he says, "You know I'm right. I know you can see me or something, and you know I'm right. That's the only reason you teleported me, and I know I'm not talking to myself."
And then we see a very kind of like iconic Disney image. We see a Dalmatian, and I really like how the spots just pop on this thing. I think there might have been some good computer rendering work done on it because they really pop out. And so she's distracted by a Dalmatian, and then do we see the Raven in this scene too?
Well, that's later scene.
That's later. Okay, yeah, she's just kidnapped by someone. She's grabbed out of the corner, and then, oh no, what's going on with Belle? Okay.
So the Dalmatian was bait, pretty much.
Oh yeah.
The Dalmatian gets captured by an unknown shrouded figure, and also funny how we mentioned this previous episode. The Dalmatian was kind of seated in, like foreshadowed in Emma's flashback.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Nice little foreshadow going on.
Good point. I didn't.
Okay, so meanwhile, back in the present, so Hook goes to the diner, and I love. You're right. Our Frozen gang are kind of sitting there defeated, like, oh man,
they are literally just. It's like a shawarma moment.
Yeah, I gotta tell you, it's I love just the image of all of them just sitting there, just kind of waiting for something to happen. It is like a shawarma moment. It's really funny.
It really is.
And they're always looking so glum, too, like, oh, man, we can't think of anything.
Where's the Kingdom Hearts store when you need it? Why isn't the world a video game?
Okay, now this, I love this idea. So Hook comes in, he's all confident, like he pours a drink into tea and says, "Hey Swan, come here. We're gonna have a drink together because I solved your little problem." And you're thinking, okay, Hook is seeming a little chipper for a guy who's about to die, but the reason being,
Right.
I love this. This is Rumpelstiltskin controlling him. So yeah, the thing with the heart that I did see in one of the recaps is like you can control people's words with the heart too.
This is one of the few instances of magic that I could actually follow on this show. This was a good scene.
Taking the heart out of the body you get, but you don't get the whole necklace intricacy.
And I really like the intricacies of the acting here, where
really well acted.
Trying to act like Hook trying to act like there's a lot of layers going on.
It just shows you what a low opinion Rumple really has of Hook, because he comes in instantly. First thing he does, he pulls out the bottle and he pours it in a drink. That's the low opinion he has of Hook. It's so funny. He's making him sound a little bit like a swashbuckler, a little.
Oh God.
Pretty much, he's being real chipper, real cocky, real confident, and you can definitely feel the Rumple in the performance.
Oh yeah, it's great.
And I love how Emma picks up there something off with Hook, and she says, "Hey, look, Gillian, what's wrong with you?" Like, what's up? So he says, no, nothing, dear. He kisses her, and then, he doesn't say dear. That'd be too much for give later. He says, nothing, love. I love just Rumpelstiltskin saying love to make sure he swings.
Rumple is basically like trying to pull out Hook's buzzwords.
It's like he has like a little diary of like, okay, what is
right. Like Hook's hashtags.
You know, it'd be hilarious to me if you had like a whole book full of like all the people in the town, pretty much their mannerisms written down on a page. Okay, what does Grumpy do? He talks about not getting his coffee in the morning. Yeah. Okay. Regina, usually cranky, makes a lot of really hates Swan. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Just stuff like that. Anyway, so basically a little kiss and still, he's just trying to signal. I love even after the kiss and after he kind of sways over Swan for a bit, you can tell as he leaves, Hook is with his regular hand, he's really gripping her, like he's trying to break the control and trying to signal her in some way, and you feel so bad for him, like he's trying to reach her, but no, it's not getting through. Oh, poor Hook. Felt so bad for Hook this episode.
I mean, it's like I kind of felt like the whole thing with him dying and everything was a little poor, because it's like, this is the most popular character on the show. I know that from like listening to opinions of people who actually watch this show on a regular basis. So they are not going to kill this character off. It'd be like The Walking Dead killing off Daryl Dixon.
Well, I don't know. Apparently, they've killed characters in the past. Like, I'm just going off what we've heard in dialogue that and probably seen if we watch the show. That the evil queen's mother was killed.
But I'm just saying there are way too many people that are way too invested in the Emma Hook storyline for them to just give that up. There's no way.
Well, I mean, I think her first boyfriend died or something, so maybe he.
Well, yeah, her first boyfriend was Bellfire, so yeah, that makes sense.
No, I mean, there's like another one before that.
Oh, really?
I mean, that was like her boyfriend, like when she was like a kid on the street. I mean, like when she was in the town, she had like another boyfriend.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So I think there may have been some actual legitimate danger there, perhaps. So, perhaps. Anyway, what do you want?
What? No.
Okay, anyway, so let's see. Where are we? So, anyways, unfortunately, Hook can't signal her, but he's out and still on the job. Rumpelstiltskin, he's gleeful at boys, is working.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, let's see, where are we next?
Next is a flashback with Rumple. He's searching for Belle. And let's see, Maleficent's Raven, although I don't really think we get that it's Maleficent's Raven right at first, but he drops, like, what is it? Like, it's a weird chip or something.
Well, yeah, he drops like a little kind of a Princess Leia type message.
That's exactly, yeah, I just wrote down, help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi, in my notes.
It's like it's a magical little charm or something that kind of gives you a message in hologram or magical hologram.
And then Belle's doing a really bad job of delivering like a scripted message.
Well, again, she's not trying to sell him on anything. She's like, hey, this is
I know. I'm just saying, like, it's very obvious that it's scripted, and and then she breaks out. She's no, just help me, Rumple, just come. And then the crow flies over, and Rumple's like, Maleficent.
Oh yeah, he knows.
Or
it's
does
Maleficent.
he say Maleficent, or do we just figure it's Maleficent at that point?
I'm pretty sure we figure it's Maleficent,
Okay.
And then he basically says, "I know who you're working for,
Right.
and I don't like it." Yeah, he really is not happy.
And I know you're going to be the main villain of the next 12 episodes.
Yeah. So pretty much, they basically bring the gauntlet, or she dies. Help me, Rumple. And Rumple is not happy because he really likes his kid deep down.
Speaking of kids, we got Regina and Robin. They're sitting at a park watching Robin's kid reunited with his mother. And I'm sorry, what?
They're feeding ducks, I think.
Yeah. And I'm sorry, I gotta get one last jab in at Robin Hood being a bad father. I'm sorry. I just wrote down in my notes, this is really mean. But
come on!
I wrote down, Robin not happy about kid being happy.
What? He cares about the kid being happy.
No, I know, but he's not happy about Marion being around, and the kid's all happy to be back with Marion, so therefore he's not happy about his kid's happiness.
Well, yes, he said he's happy.
I'm a jerk at this point. I'm being silly. It's a joke.
All right. So
but yeah, he's laying all his cards on the table. He's like, I choose you.
Yeah, this was a really sweet scene.
Oh yeah, except it, I think it, again, had very convenient timing.
No. There is a very big convenient plot twist here, yeah.
Oh yeah.
So pretty much at the same moment that Regina and Robin are really having this really sweet scene, pretty much saying, well, Regina, I choose you. Which, I gotta tell you, though, really being critical in the scene, it's obvious he's going to choose you, Regina. Why are you surprised? You literally slept with the guy twice. You know he's gonna pick you.
You only practically ignored his kid for like a week straight.
Well, yeah, pretty much. You know he's. I'm surprised she's surprised that he picked her. But anyway, who wouldn't pick Regina? I mean, come on.
All right. So
anyway, so pretty much, and this line I really loved in the scene, pretty much mentioning. What about your son? He says, I won't take your son away from his mother. Like, well, if I stay with his mother, she mentions, wouldn't this complicate things for your son? And he says, what example would I be setting for him if I lived miserably, if I lied to myself like that?
Right. Live truthfully.
Yeah, you gotta live truthfully to set an example. Because the truth is, things don't always end up like clean cut happy ending. It's gonna be a little complicated happy ending, like divorce happy ending.
Sure.
I love that. Then the convenient thing happens.
Right when they break out the happy ending picture, they just gotta rub salt in Regina's wound.
So after the poignant scene, the person saying "I choose you" happens. Then the other one, then Marion basically has a relapse. I'll admit, it's a little sloppy. Wait, I thought we were over here.
Yeah. It really makes no sense. It really doesn't.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I can figure is maybe I think either part of it tapped her harder. I think more so it hit her mind a little.
No, I don't accept that.
Well, you don't accept
that it's just bad writing. Just say it's bad writing.
No, I'll admit it's not in. You're right. It's not in the episode. I'm just speculating myself to justify it anyway.
Okay.
I'm thinking you're right about that. I'm just saying if an excuse I have is maybe I think they may. I could be wrong. I think they may have said it somehow hit her. I don't know how exactly said it, but I think they had a quick throwaway line of oh, it must have touched your heart somehow we don't know about.
I do want to make the point, though. The way that this whole storyline wraps up at the end of the episode, I think kind of redeems it, because there's a whole lot of talk about, storybook-style fate and everything like that, so we'll get into it.
Sure.
But,
Anyways,
for now, it's pretty silly.
Yeah,
it's pretty convenient.
So very extraordinarily convenient. She falls ill, she's starting to freeze up again, the kid's freaked out, say, what's wrong? No, she's Oh, she's turning frozen. What gives? I don't know. It must have hit her heart zone. I don't know. She's having a relapse. What do we do? Well, I don't know, but there is actually one. Well, there's one alternative. I forget if she says it complete, like she lays it completely all out for me or not. Oh yeah, she said yeah. There is a way to fix her, but it's a one-way trip.
Yeah, right. And she says,
because of the Snow Queen's curse, if we get her out of there, she can't come back, and she can't go alone. You're gonna have to go with her, and plus the kid too. So, poor Robin Hood.
Yeah, you're right. This is just a crappy situation all around. It really is.
I picked the one I love, and I can't have her. Darn it! Darn. To quote Bad Cop, darn.
Oh god, and now we can actually quote the Huntsman, and it's actually kind of accurate. Darn the luck!
Darn the luck! Okay. Meanwhile, we're at the town line, pretty much. The outskirts of the town.
Oh, so it just jumps right into that. Wow, okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is a really good scene. Again, we don't really get much with Regina and Rumple, do we? They're not two characters that really cross paths very often.
Well, we can assume that. I may in previous seasons, perhaps.
You know what it kind of reminded me of, this dynamic? It kind of reminded me of, in this case, I feel like Regina, of course, as we already discussed, is a Siler. And I feel like Rumpelstiltskin in this scenario is kind of like a more evil version of Horn-Rimmed Glasses. Like, if Horn-Rimmed Glasses turned out to be as evil as we suspected him to be in Season 1.
Yeah, I think it's like Noah. I think that's the guy's name.
No, he's Horn-Rimmed Glasses. Who's Noah? What are you talking about?
No, I thought his actual name's Noah.
No, yeah, you're right. His literal name's Noah, but he will always be Horn-Rimmed Glasses to me.
Right. Right. Okay, so, oh, I get it. Yeah, I know his nickname's Horn-Rimmed Glasses, but still.
Or HRG, if you want to go for that.
No, Horn-Rimmed Glasses is fine. I was making sure the name was Noah. Anyway.
Yes, the name is Noah.
Little, just because we're kind of coming to the end of our discussions here, I just wanted to point out, I always loved how Regina dressed.
Well, of course, we already went over that last episode.
Yeah, but I mean, in addition to that, she also has kind of like a Norma Bates fashion thing going on too. She dresses really nicely. I love how she and Norma Bates dress. They should have their own clothing line.
Oh anyway. God, they should get together. They could form like a fashion empire.
Yeah, because Regina wears these really nice.
We found Regina's happy ending right there. Yeah.
I'm saying Regina has these really nice, bright primary colors. She pulls off extraordinarily well. You're wearing that blue getup, it looks really nice.
Right.
Anyway, so pretty much
nice contrast to her dark personality.
Yeah, speaking of dark, the dark one enters the car she's sitting in, kind of sorrowfully looking at Robin Hood and again getting ready to cross the line.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much, Ronald gets in the car and says, "Well, I'm coming here to say goodbye. Goodbye. Are you not picking up on it's a one-way trip? Nah, don't worry about that. I want you to do me a favor. Tell Henry that I'll miss him, and I knew about his little coup, his little plan to sneak around."
Gotta say, BlueDragonFive, I totally called this.
You did.
Called this.
Wait, didn't we call it, or was it just you? I can't remember.
No, I think I specifically was the first one to call it in that one scene when I remember it was the scene where he gives Henry the broom and he's like, "Here, go clean up around the shop." And I'm like, he's totally just right.
Right. Oh yeah, you're right. But I did. I think I called him at some after you said that. I think I called at one point. He's going to mention, "Well, yeah, it was. Yeah, I knew about it, but I liked having him around. I think I called that."
Yeah, it wasn't a big deal to him. It was kind of like more charming than anything else.
Yeah, so I
he posed any sort of threat.
I love that he still has a soft spot for the kid despite the deceptiveness. I really like that. Again, it's his son's child, so he must connect with the kid. And he wanted, just to clarify, he wanted to take
Rumple's kid if Henry didn't have an air of deceptiveness about him. He'd be disappointed in that. It'd be like a football player having a nerd for a kid. It just wouldn't be right.
Right.
And far.
Yeah. Let's see. But yeah, I really like that. Originally he was going to take Henry with him for his own safety. Remember when the town was going to heck, he wanted to take Henry with him to protect him. Okay, that's now he's not going with him. I want to make that clear in case anyone's curious. He doesn't want to take Henry with him now because he's in good hands now. Everything's safe now.
Yeah, I gotta respect
Because remember,
that.
he's going to leave the town alone. He just wants to get out of there.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, let's see. Let's see.
And I also like how Regina brings up you were content with Belle, aren't you?
Oh, Regina's great. So pretty much says like, what
Bye bye.
with the baby. So she pretty much says,
This
you
is the
know,
last
those.
episode you'll have to put up with it.
So they were looking for a happy. She pretty much says she was looking for a happy ending, and ask him if he knows like who the author is of the books. He says, well, I have no clue who the author is. And that's important. He doesn't know who the author is.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, how did you? Yeah, you seem somewhat content with her. How did you do it? And I love this advice he gives her. He says, "Well, simple. I took my happy ending. You know, through villainous means, I got my happy ending.
Yeah, very good logic right there.
Yeah, like you should. I mean, you know, it's not necessarily if you're good and good things will happen. You have to take them. You have to be proactive. Like, you know, slumping around like now in depression, that's not helping you out. You know, I evolved. I mean, that sounds awfully villainous for you, for someone who's supposedly changed. Well, no, I haven't changed. I've evolved. You know,
What would be dark is if if the moment where Robin says goodbye to him, she like handcuffs him to her or something like that. And she's like, "Oh no, you're not leaving me."
well, yeah,
That would be taking the happy ending for herself. That would be a power move.
yeah, that would be a power move. And it basically, you know, Rome says, "Well, there's no author in control of my fate."
Oh.
Yeah. And you're going to see a villain like me, a former villain or not. I'm going to get I'm going to get my happy ending. Which I love this. He's kind of foreshadowing. It's like indirectly he's warning her that yeah, I'm up to something right now, and you know you're probably not going to be able to stop me.
Right.
Pretty neat. And I want this. And also says, and believe it or not, I want the same for you.
Mm-hmm.
Which I thought was kind of endearing. You know, he's planning on leaving. And he kind of feels a kingship with her. Like, we're both bad guys trying to look for a happy ending. I'm about to get mine, so you should do the same.
Yeah, I mean, like throughout the course of the season, I kind of assume the series too. They're kind of like both on their own sort of like convoluted, manipulative paths, and it's kind of nice to see them cross paths. It's a good scene.
Yeah.
And then we get a nice emotional climax to the Robin Hood storyline.
Oh, this was
Robin Hood's out of the picture for good.
Well, I mean, I always just because a lot of magic's involved in the show, I just kind of hold the thing like anyone can come back. Like even if some characters did die, I assume they would just come back.
That's the thing, yeah. It's kind of like Heroes when Heroes introduced the concept of like, oh, you can just like inject Claire's blood into anyone and they'll come back. I'm like, great, thanks for killing the suspense.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, I personally I think he's out of the picture, but I mean they could always bring him back, I guess. I think it's like again just going into a blind. I think the most effective story thing would if he never came back.
Uh-huh.
That's what I think. Cause I don't.
Got Will Scarlet running around too, so he get him into the forefront a little more.
And plus, I think like again from what I heard, you know, Emma's had like a few love interests before, and they weren't mentioned this season.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So
right.
you know, aside from Hook, so I mean I don't think really we need to bring everyone back. Anyway, so really sad goodbye between these two, and you really felt you wanted to see these two kids get together by the end of the day, and this is not in the cards for them. You know,
it really is a star-crossed lover situation. I really like the whole visual thing of like the town line, and once they go through it, the person on the other side can see them, but they can't see the other side.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's so the family crosses the line first, and I'll be there with you in a second, and they can't see the other side. Really sad. Pays off big time towards the end.
Oh yeah.
And you know they have a final kiss, and pretty much you just see the sadness on Robin Hood's face, and you know you feel so.
Oh yeah, he's torn up about it. Yeah.
Like he wanted Regina. He's really staying with the other family in a sense of honor, but more so tragic because he has to.
Right.
Yeah. He loves it. He loves.
Like I said, I think the fact that this scene kind of plays with the whole like star-crossed lovers, like twist of fate sort of thing. I can kind of excuse the convenient writing because I think that's kind of sort of the point. In a way, I don't know. I'm being nice, I think, but I don't know. I think in terms of like storybooks and fairy tales and whatnot don't really necessarily have to have logic. So I think that's kind of what they're getting at here. It's like, oh, a big dramatic thing happened, and now this big dramatic thing has to happen. You know what I mean? It's kind of like broad strokes in the writing.
Maybe.
All right.
Anyway, so pretty much then they have that really sad look at nothing moment. Pretty much like, everything as he crosses the barrier and like they're holding hands until the very last moment. And then she's looking at him on the other side, and then he's looking at her. He sees nothing. It's like, yeah.
And I must say this situation kind of sucks for Marion too, because it's like, like I would feel bad if I was forced to be with someone and they were forced to be with me. You know what I mean? It's like it's just an unpleasant situation all around.
Yeah, she had to go. Yeah, she had that magic trying to kill her. Pretty much, she had to leave go into essentially the human world. She had to just go past that barrier and get the magic out of her system. Had to be done. Otherwise, she'd be a Marion sickle.
Also, by the way, I really like the fact that they have the white streak of hair just like on really good touch.
Oh yeah, and also then the last thing just really breaks your heart. She's holding that page of the happy ending they found. That's still they got to explain that in the next half. I hope, because it just randomly appeared in her bag. Remember, like Robin Hood's bag.
That's true. It was again a very convenient magic thing that happened.
I'm sure. I assume I'm just going off of speculation that the sorcerer put it there, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps. Anyway, so like she looks at that hopeful page, like the two of them like holding each other in the tavern way back in the day. Tears up because it's no longer in the cards, and just kind of sorrowfully walks off. Oh, poor Regina. My heart goes out to her.
Okay, and after that, very subtle, very somber scene, we get
from one trade off to another.
We'll get a not so subtle scene of like, hey, look what's coming next season. Look what's coming after the break. Hey, check this out. I'm sorry, it's true.
Well, to be fair, the Frozen was done much better, I guess, because they just literally came at the last moment of the previous season.
Right, yeah, and this, it's like literally part of the storyline. It's. I don't think it was done well at all. I mean, to be fair, it's a pretty simple story that they have going on with the flashbacks. It's like, Belle, Rumpel rescues Belle, shows that he cares for her. Kind of solidifies their bond. But it's just, I don't know, just the way that. But let's kind of talk about it. You want to go down the line of so Rumpel, he shows up. He shows up to rescue Belle, and you want to go down the line of these three characters and what we think of them, just our initial impressions, really fast without kind of dwelling on it.
Yeah, sure. So Maleficent shows up. Maleficent, she looks great. Looks just from the trailers, looks a little better than Angelina Jolie did.
I kind of thought that as well. Yeah.
She looked good, and you feel like the whole crow effect going for her. She looked really cool. I liked her.
Ursula has like the tentacles, which I think is pretty decent CG.
I hated Ursula's costume.
Really.
And I've loved every other costume in this show. Hers I didn't like. I'm saying that guy's a little sloppy. Come on.
But I mean, this is something I've long since pondered in like my never-ending attempts in my head to make a Kingdom Hearts movie and franchise that I spent way too much time thinking about. How would you pull off a live-action Ursula? It'd be tricky, because she's literally a giant monster. It's like, to do it right, you would need a lot of CGI. Like, what do you think? Like, what would you do differently?
What I do, I kind of give her more of a poofy dress at the bottom to kind of cover, like, the rest of the mystery. So if the CG came out, it would, like, come out a little more from, like, like under the dress or from behind the dress a little more. So, it blend in a little more.
Okay.
I keep her like shrouded. It's like there's some mystery there of like, oh man, she's the sea, like she's like an anglerfish pretty much almost, like in terms of like the mystery there.
I will give you this. I think it looked like kind of a bad Halloween costume.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, guys, you've done a fantastic job bringing everyone else in this series to life in terms of the costume and the acting, everything. But I mean, come on, Ursula, that's weak sauce. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Speaking of which,
now we got.
Rumpel thought he spelled desperation as gin,
which is a funny line. Really funny
great line.
So I gotta tell you, I don't know where they're going with it. I assume I don't know. I assume they're just bringing them for the sake of, hey, let's bring another Disney character.
Well, can we make any sort of like thematic link between these three at all?
Well, that's the thing. I mean, I'll give Ursula and Maleficent some,
I
but
think
want to
all
see
three of
which
them
one.
society, in a way,
I think
in different ways.
I don't think Cruella should be there.
You don't think Cruella should be there?
I mean, what purpose? Okay, don't be wrong. I'm not one to knock a human villain. I mean, I love Batman.
Puppy genocide.
Like, come on. I mean, you literally have people magical witches who can do God knows what, really powerful beings, and yet, let me get this straight, your third villain, a lady with dogs who just baits people. That's all she did. She just baited Belle there because people love cute dogs. Really, that's your bad guy?
Well,
don't remember what she does is
terrible. Puppies, don't forget that. That's
well,
very
yeah.
important.
Don't get me wrong. What she does is bad, but I mean, it's not on the same level of bad. You know
who I think would actually be a perfect third person in this trio?
Who?
Yzma.
Oh, Yzma, friend. It would be great, yeah.
Right? Would that be wonderful to see?
Yeah.
I could imagine they could do a whole bunch of fun makeup effects with her. Oh man, they'd have a blast with that.
Yeah, the only issue is you'd have to get someone really good to play her, because who can top Eartha Kitt?
I know. That'd be a tough one.
Yeah, anyway, you're right. Yzma would have been awesome, but plus she might be a little too comedic for him. That might be the thing.
That's true. Yeah, The Emperor's New Groove is definitely like it's one of the more tongue-in-cheek Disney movies for sure.
Anyway, so the point is, I think Cruella's a little out of place. Like, she's not that like a big, powerful character who really. She's don't get me wrong, she's bad, but she's not like super villainous.
I mean, I think the way they're gonna use her is maybe she'll be, but then again, it's like I don't know. Like, let's see, Maleficent, she's got the sorcery going on. I guess Ursula's got like the thing with the undersea going on. I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And what's Cruella bringing to the team exactly?
Well, I maybe she's like into politics or something. Like maybe I'm thinking maybe she's a strategist of the group.
Shit. Well, I've seen some good teams with really good strategists, so I'll give her that. But I don't know.
All right. Well,
anyway, so the point is, the costuming on it looked really good, though.
Oh yeah, sure.
So the point is, so they get Maleficent there, and the Dark One's not playing any games, tries to force choke her. It seems to be a popular thing in this series. Tries to force choke her.
Now that Disney owns Star Wars, they're just going nuts.
Certainly. It basically says, you don't take from the Dark One. The Dark One is not to be trifled with. And then the others enter, and pretty much they're holding like Belle at the tentacles grip, pretty much saying, hey, well, you kill her, then we're going to kill her. Says, pretty much he doesn't, he's kind of forced into a corner because he doesn't want to doesn't want to risk Belle, so he kind of gives them the gauntlet in exchange for the girl.
Mm-hmm. All right, so is that it for the flashback?
So let's see. Oh yeah, there's a little bit about like wanting happy endings and victory. Pretty much the reason they want the gauntlets, to get some happy endings, some victory against the heroes. Pretty much, they're a little spelling out a little bit.
In the heroes and villains speech.
Yeah, I think they're spelling out a little too much.
I do too.
I mean, that I get. I mean, if they were the only ones to say it, I'd buy it because it makes sense. A little more theatrical, they could get away with it. But it's kind of said throughout the episode, though.
Mm-hmm.
And also, let's see. Oh, if anyone, if anyone is gonna crush her. Oh, I remember now. He says, after he saves Belle, and after pretty much, Ursula's gonna crush her heart. After he basically dispatch, they go away after they get the gauntlet, and Belle says, "Oh, you saved me. Why did you save me?" He says, "Because if anyone's going to crush your heart, it's going to be me." And that's an important line now, because what happens in our present? Okay, he says, "If anyone's going to crush your heart."
Yeah, and in our present, Rumple has Hook's heart. Yeah.
Yeah. And he's gonna break her heart in some way, and it's gonna be literally over crushing her heart.
Oh yeah.
Okay, moving on. Yeah.
Okay, so hey, you guys! I found the Kingdom Hearts store.
So they're at the tower.
Every person very excited. He found the Kingdom Hearts store. I'm sorry, that's just what it is. It's what I'm gonna keep calling.
Oh no, he didn't even find it. He's exploring the place. Okay.
No, I know.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, and it's not an ice cream truck.
So there's a really good line. So they have to wait till nighttime till literally the stars are out to do the spell. So like Hook and Rumpelstiltskin, they're at the tower and pretty much have a really cool exchange of like, for someone who's about to face the end, you're not really panicking as much as I thought you would. I'm not the coward. That relates to like how Rumpelstiltskin really is a coward without his power.
Oh yeah.
Now, really, really neat because that's kind of what brought them together in the end. Like, one was cowardly, one wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
And pretty much he's just waiting for his demise, as he has been for a few days now. Meanwhile, back in the, they're now in the magical sorcerer's room with I guess the Kingdom Hearts door. Yeah, it is styled like Arendelle though. Come on.
It even looks like PS2 graphics. Like, that's kind of what I'm saying.
Anyway, so this scene was really good. They're all having like a really heartfelt goodbye. It's really it's like I really want like a more of a goodbye with David. I really wish you could have been able to attend the wedding.
Why couldn't they have had like a little quick scene with? Because we didn't even see Kristoff at the wedding. We didn't even see Kristoff dressed up in his groom's outfit. Like, why couldn't we see a quick little scene with Kristoff and David, and maybe Sven's there too? Bring Sven back into it.
Well, we'll put a pin in that, but the reason David's not there is because it's like a temporary magic sort of deal. They don't know how long that portal's going to be there.
I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, it's sad, but you can have to pick your battles.
Magic.
I do complain there isn't like a line saying, "I'm sorry I can't make it to the wedding," but hey, good luck, buddy. Thanks. Nothing like that's in there.
Right, yeah.
Only thing he does, he hugs on a goodbye. It's about it.
Yeah. So I guess we played up that relationship for all it was worth. No, I'm just kidding.
Anyways, let's see. Pretty much they're all saying, thank you. Go save. Don't you have a kingdom to save? Yeah, we sure do. Because first minute we get there, I'm gonna knock Hans off that throne.
And maybe the second minute we can get married.
Oh yeah, that was so sweet. Oh man, I love Kristoff. He's cool. Okay. Let's see. So hugs. They leave.
Really sweet moment.
Yeah, I just love those two kind of hugging and saying goodbye because they've been through so much together. Pretty much they're practically sisters technically, like an additional sister.
Yeah, right.
They leave and then Anna. She lingers and then pretty much she says like, I love this. This is just Anna saves the day as always, which for me wins instantly.
She saves the day with her curiosity.
Yes, oh my god, I've said this throughout the whole series. I'm going to say it again, like you're quoting Lost stuff. Anna is fantastic. I love her. And anyway, so she points out, I wish I could have met this Mr. Golem. He seems so helpful. I bet. What was he in his fairy tale lifestyle? Was he like a fairy godfather? At least David.
At least David has the explanation.
Well, no, you're kind of glad you did meet him. He's not that. He's a powerful sorcerer. Used to be named Rumpelstiltskin. Uh-oh. I just love how Anna saves the day in the end. When she mentions, oh no, that guy.
But she saves it completely by accident.
Yeah, it's so great as it meshes in with her character so well that just her earnestness saves the day, and it points out, oh yeah, you guys really should trust that guy. I kind of love the fear that kind of creeps on her face for a bit, so you get that sense of fear and like, oh boy, this guy's dangerous. Like, I remember that guy. Yeah, he made me try to kill somebody. I think that guy was mean. Pretty much it's uh-oh and like, I'm not surprised.
That's so weird.
Pretty much saying, that he was saying, wait, you've met Rumpelstiltskin? Well, when we asked him if he saw it, he said no. It means he must be lying. Well, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at all. He does it. All he does is lie.
That's a fair point.
No, I'm saying that's what she says. It's hilarious. It's great. And at least again, so that's her final moment there, and then we assumably she just walks back in the thing. It's sweet that Anna, before she left, she saved the day again, and it's a nice thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Again, she once again thwarts Rumpelstiltskin.
Right.
Yeah, speaking of which, we kind of almost an Empire Strikes Back set. of the tower with all the lighting and stuff
Yeah,
going on.
yeah, right.
Really cool. The ceremony, we'll call it, is going on. You know, stars aligning. It looks really cool and magical. He's literally holding. I'm gonna hold your heart in the palm of my hand. No, he's holding Hook's heart in the palm of his hand. You know, he's squeezing time. Well, dear, you know, it's end of the line, and Snow White and Emma, they come in. They come and say, "Wait, Hook, Rumpelstiltskin, stop!" You know, like Gold, stop, and pretty much he freezes him in time. So, well, it didn't go precisely according to plan, but you know, say what be. So he's about to crush the heart, and he was doing the. I love the pain on Hook's face because this really made me feel really tense. I was so worried for Hook this whole episode because I was thinking, oh man, there's a good chance he might die.
No, I'm telling you, Hook has way too much of a fan base. He is the Daryl Dixon of this show.
Well, I mean, regardless, I thought they might kill him and bring him back magically. So I think, regardless, I was thinking maybe death. I think there's like a legitimate chance of death with this guy.
Personally, I wasn't convinced for a second, but that's just me.
Anyway, so like, you know, he's squeezing the heart, you see like the pain grip the guy, and I was like, oh no. And then thankfully, like, you know, Rumpelstiltskin said, like, wait, what's going on? Well, why isn't this working? And then this reveal was so great.
Yeah, it was cool. It really did make up for Belle being worthless for about half these episodes.
Oh, yeah. Belle has the working knife, and basically revealed like because I command you not to. Then he just realizes Belle. And then he says, okay, like drop the heart. You know, he gives Hook back his heart, and he says, okay, unfreeze him and take us out of here. What we're gonna do? We're gonna need go somewhere private. Little chat we're gonna have. Then he teleports him to the outskirts of the town, like near the line. Ooh boy, this is one of the best scenes of the episode.
Yeah, it is. It's really good. Well, for as much crap as I've been giving Emily D. Ravine, she really knocks it out of the park with this scene.
Yeah. So Rumpelstiltskin's trying to Gold's trying to explain things. She's not having any of it.
You know what this really reminded me of? It reminded me of the new Tim Burton movie that just came out, Big Eyes.
Really?
Because throughout the whole movie, Christoph Waltz is just he just plays such a manipulative douche throughout the whole movie. And, Amy Adams is kind of like a Belle in that, she's not really saying anything until the end, but, this really did remind me of, the Christoph Waltz kind of, hold. You should see that movie, by the way. It's really good. I recommend it. But anyways, continuing forward.
The more I think about it, it's kind of like a Breaking Bad type circumstance, like someone withholding the power of the other guy, begging for him not to do something.
Is there anything that's not a Breaking Bad circumstance?
Yes. So.
Not when we talk about Bates Motel, there's not.
True. Let's see. So pretty much he mentions, I came across this today and it reminded me of something way back in the day. You saved me for this, but then I realized, seeing this gauntlet, I realized you'd never give up power for me. And then here's the reason I think the gauntlet justifies itself for the next line. She says.
Okay.
She says, I used it and it led me to work, to the dagger.
Mm-hmm.
So your weakness, it wasn't me. It was the dagger. So what's what she's meaning essentially. So pretty much, he cares about power more than he does her, which means he hasn't changed at all. I love that idea behind it. It led him to his weakness, which is the dagger. His heart's weakness, pretty much.
Sure.
Really, really cool idea. That is Rumpelstiltskin's character flaw. He's always going to pick power over love, and that's kind of what screws him in the end. And Rumpelstiltskin just literally says in this scene, he wants to have both. He basically says, "No, Belle, listen, we can have it all." Again, Rumpelstiltskin.
He's really just coming apart at the seams of the scene. All his manipulation is just coming down.
You see, he's reverting to kind of his state before he became the Dark One, the true coward underneath here. He's like, and you and I, pretty much, we haven't really seen him this way throughout this whole season so far. It's refreshing to see, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
It's like we haven't really seen him this way. And it's like, oh man, the Dark One not in control of things. It's scary.
Mm-hmm.
He basically she says, I wanted to be chosen, which relates to our previous stuff, between Regina and Robin Hood, which is really kind of a nice tie in there.
Right,
she wanted to be chosen over the power. And again, this whole big decision is what cost him Bellfire in the past. It's a huge deal with this guy.
Uh-huh.
He begs her not to do it, says, You know what I see now? I used to see the man behind the beast. You know what I see? I only see a beast. Really sad stuff between those two.
'Twas beauty killed the beast.
Well, no, it was Belle killed the beast.
Yeah, and Belle's a beauty.
True. Anyway, so she forces him. Oh, we're not doing it justice. It's a really sad, intense scene.
No, we're not.
Because again, we kind of root for Rumpelstiltskin because we know we want to have a happy ending, even though he's doing really horrible things.
Well, again, I feel like he's kind of a more evil version of Horn-Rimmed Glasses from Heroes. It's like we were always on that guy's side, in spite of the fact that he was like incredibly duplicitous to the point of self-parody.
Yeah, I mean, he beat up people in the paper shop, but we liked them.
Yeah, there's this moment like in season 4 of Heroes where it's the season where oh gosh, it's like let's not go. No. I want to get this moment. I want to reference it. Hold on.
All right.
So you know that one season where Nathan has like he enacts that like X-Men like ban over superheroes or something like that.
Well, I don't know. I haven't seen
hunter guy who's hunting down all the heroes, and Horn-Rimmed Glasses just makes a deal with the hunter, and he's just like, "Here, shake my hand." And then Hero pauses time, and he looks at Horn-Rimmed Glasses shaking the hand of this season's villain, and he's just like, "Really? Really? Again? You're making a deal with another bad guy?" I'm sorry, I just love that. That's like the one good moment in late season Heroes. Okay, I'm sorry, moving on. That was a track.
So the point is really tense scene, you know, he's begging, he's like on the ground begging pretty much, and he forces him with the dagger, you know, to leave town, go over the line, and, you know, remember says, I just love the one he says, "Belle, you know, I can never come back from this." He says, "I know, I'm aware." You know, just the fear in his face and his delivery, pretty much saying he's really afraid, and the person says, like, I think he even says, like, "I'm afraid of this," doesn't he?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
And of course, he goes over the line. He's back to his old, he's powerless, so he's really cowardly, like he was years ago. We get a sense he hasn't been powerless in a long, long time.
Right.
So, anyways, and then he's begging, like, "Belle!" You feel bad for Stiltskin a little. He's over the line, and he's on the ground begging for her, and she bears witness to this, and he's seeing nothing. Like, his whole world has just crumbled around him. No happy ending, no family, nothing to show for it. He's without powers, can never get those powers back. Well, at least at the moment. You know, he's lost everything. Oh, yeah. Lost the love of his life. He has nothing. Nothing. Sorry, just quoting Gene Hackman there.
Oh god.
From Runaway Jury.
You have nothing to threaten me with.
You have nothing to threaten me with. What'd you have? You have nothing! Sorry, that's Runaway Jury again. Sorry. Okay, meanwhile. Oh boy, one of the best scenes of the episode. This is the true epilogue here.
It really is. Yeah, I think this feels like a scene that's right out of Frozen. I mean, I think out of anything that we've seen of our Frozen characters, this really feels like they took a lot of time to get it, like, even down to, like, the framing and everything.
Oh, yeah, this scene, again, if we've said it throughout the series, we're going to say it one last time while we're here. The show, it achieved almost the impossible. It brought something to screen that I've never seen done that well before. I don't think. It brought Frozen to live action in a flawless way. The acting, the costuming especially. I mean, the costuming in this scene, sure. You know how much I love seeing Elsa in kind of her former queen garb, and she was in it. She even had the cape. She looked beautiful.
Oh, it's so cool! I know.
And then Anna walks in this beautiful wedding gown. Oh my God, it was gorgeous.
Yeah.
And it was so sweet what was happening too, and even the stuff that was really kind of unsettling. You see a painting in the background of the three sisters.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they dust out the thing, they put it back in there, and they're celebrating. We assume that, you know, they restored the kingdom's memories. They'll remember her now. Things are actually going well, and they have a throwaway line about, you know, take us to the throwaway line.
Well, I think I kind of missed it, but she's like, doesn't she have like blisters on her foot or something from kicking Hans's hide?
Well, no, she has like her knuckles. Like she has bruises on them. Look at the bruises on my knuckles from punching Hans.
Again, I wish we would have seen it, but they play it for comedy, so it's fine.
Yeah. Still, it's just really sweet that the music in this scene, everything in this scene really works for me, and just Elsa has this really sweet line. Hopefully, it's not going to bring me to tears because it was so beautiful to me. It's just knowing what these two have been through, and especially even in this series what they've been through. It's the moment where pretty much she asks her like, Anna, why did you go and find out? Why'd you do that all that for me? Why did you go find out like, what the parents are truly after? And you postponed your wedding for 30 years. Why did you do it? Saying, well, I can't walk down that aisle unless I know you're as happy as I am.
Yeah.
Oh, again, then they have the moment that I was geeking out so much about.
Oh, I'm sure.
Just it was literally from the screen. It's amazing. The movement's everything. These actresses studied that movie like crazy. Get this moment down pat.
Right. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They have. Even they teased it in the past
it's like Zack Snyder level devotion to detail.
Yes. Like Watchmen level detail. Oh my God.
Right.
It's just the pretty much they've seeding kind of love of chocolate between the sisters throughout the series, like saying, "Oh, she's gonna love this chocolate buffet I laid out here." Mm-hmm. And then finally they have the moment directly from the movie where they say, "What's that smell?" Chocolate. Oh, so beautiful. And then this moment, then the doors open saying, "You ready?" Sure am. Then they hold each other's hands and they walk out the door, and it's beautiful. Mm-hmm. I'll admit I would have loved to see a wedding. I really would have, but this moment was really good to end on, though.
Sure.
I would have loved more of it. But I would have loved even. I'd be willing for like more series of this. To be honest with you, I loved it so much. But
we'll get into that.
No, the point is, I really love this. I could have taken more, but even what we just got, I'm happy to get whatever we got with these guys. Mm-hmm. It's fantastic. Meanwhile, what's our actual ending?
Our actual ending. Well, first of all, there's a few endings here.
Oh, right. Sorry. Yeah, you're right. We got two endings.
We have a funny quick moment with Hook and Emma. Oh, be gentle with my heart, love. All right. Rah!
Just shoves it in there. Sorry, it's like doing it like a Band-Aid. Sorry. And then then she kisses. They share like a little romantic kiss before basically before they can even respond to it. It's really sweet.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and then let's see.
Oh, this is a great scene.
Regina's at the bar, and then Emma walks in and she's like, "Look, if you're gonna give me another hope speech," and then Emma's
save
like,
it.
"You're thinking of my mother."
I'm here to drink with you. Want some shots? Sure. So they says, what you did there was, you did the right things. Here's the hope speech. No, it's not a hope speech. It's a compliment. I know what I did was right. I don't need you to compliment me, Swan.
And then Henry walks in. Hey, my two moms! I just found the plot from the second SpongeBob movie.
Don't joke about that. Don't joke about that.
It's true.
I know, but don't take this as a down. I mentioned the SpongeBob sequel.
It's literally the plot of the second SpongeBob movie.
I know. I get it. Don't rub it in.
They write their own. I'm calling it for what it is.
Stop it.
Stop pointing out. Okay, I'm sorry.
Stop it. Okay. Anyway, so Henry comes in, big old news update. Pretty much, he says, "Okay, listen, we gotta get back to the house." They go back to the house and they find. Look what I was poking around here and I found the secret entrance. Find the secret entrance. It's a room full of storybooks, kind of like the Once Upon a Time book I got that told us all that we're fairy tale creatures, but there's a whole bunch of them and they're empty. Mm-hmm. Meaning like potentially alternate timelines and whatnot, perhaps, or like kind of like a Back to the Future.
Right, Regina as a pineapple, or as a sponge who lives in a pineapple and is very content with his fry cook job. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm done.
Stop it.
I'm done. I'm done. I swear.
I can't help but feel we've had this conversation before. I mean, literally with this show too. I can't.
What? That this show is ripping off the second SpongeBob movie?
No, never mind. Moving on. So Regina, Regina reveals, "Hey, yeah, as far as operation we had going on, like Operation Mongoose. Oh, that's cool. I'm in." So wait, really? Yeah, Emma says to him, he says, yeah, I'm helping. I made a vow. Pretty much she says, I promise you as much as I promised anyone to give everyone a happy ending. I'm dedicated to doing that for you.
Mm-hmm.
Really sweet moment, really nice kind of hopeful note to go out on, but then we have kind of a sinister note to go out on. 6 weeks later.
Oh, yeah. Back in New York. Yes. I'm sure Rumpel enjoyed his screening of Tron Legacy.
Well, because apparently in the past thing he used to have some weak legs, so he's using the cane now.
Mm-hmm.
He's using the cane, he's walking around. What's he doing, Tiki? You gonna take us through it?
Honestly, I was kind of setting up the show while the scene was playing, so can you take us through it?
Okay.
I was in a rush, like I said.
Right. Okay. So he's walking around. We don't know where he's going yet, and they're like a really kind of neat thing where they intercut it with the flashbacks. It's kind of motivating by where he's going. So pretty much, we go back in the past for a smidge, and we see like him talking to the 3 villains after the fact, pretty much getting the gauntlet back. So that's how he got the gauntlet back in the present.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much saying, that was I'm here to get the. Pretty much, he's there to get the gauntlet back. Saying, we're not making a deal with you. You didn't make a deal. You tried to ransom the Dark One. It's not a deal. I love that. It really sticks in his crawl. But I lived for deals. That was not a deal. He just like kind of magically gets the gauntlet back and he threatens them all, and then they offer like, hey, listen, why don't you join us? And then Rumpelstiltskin kind of shrugs off, saying, no, I work alone and I always win, alone. And of course that's counterbalanced to the moment where we are in the present, where he's walking to an aquarium where he's asking Ursula for help. Pretty much going to her as it's just so funny that the fantastical and mundane. So she's brought back, but as she works in an aquarium.
Right.
So pretty much he's mentioning this. It has that whole working alone thing. You always win going on. Saying someone's changed their tune. So pretty much he says no, this is a temporary setback. I have a plan though. I'm going after the author. Sounds pretentious already. I don't like him. So exactly why we should take over this guy. Give all the villains a happy ending. What do you say? Okay, we're gonna need to make 2 stops though. For foreboding, the other 2 villainesses. Mm. Rumpel's Angels. Dun, dun, dun.
Oh god.
Ursula.
Yeah, I don't necessarily think it's the strongest cliffhanger.
Well, I mean, it's more of a season break cliffhanger. That's what they're going for.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But even as a season break cliffhanger, I mean, maybe it would mean more if I knew more about. If I knew more about it. I really don't think it's strong. I think it should have probably ended on the wedding.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think that should have just been the last scene.
Oh, it wouldn't have been great if, instead of this way, is that additional scene of the wedding actually going on, seeing Sven with like a little tie on.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Would you have thought? Now, I'm just saying, just because of like the last shot of the episode, do you think just to get away with it, if they had Olaf wearing like a little bow tie, as if he were Kristoff's best man or like an usher or something, or what if he was the
what if they just have like a snowman of Olaf, like not magical or anything, in the wedding procession, just up there.
What if they just blew their effects budget and just had all the magical characters and everything just at the wedding? Yeah, Grand Pavel's like on the groom side, like all the rock trolls are on the groom side. You got Oaken there too. You got Oaken on like Anna's side. Yeah, it could be funny.
And then Rapunzel and Flynn also show up.
Well, remember it's been 30 years, so they might be considerably older at this point.
Good point, but they still show up. Some interstellar shit's going on.
But anyway, so that appears to be our ending. We ended on Count Me Out, and it's like bum bum bum. Rumpel's coming back, and he's got a brand new bag. Da, 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 da.
And we will not be around to be covering it.
True.
We are done. We are done.
Yeah.
What do you think of these? What do you think of this batch of episodes?
Oh, I thought this batch of episodes was really great. The Frozen stuff was absolutely phenomenal. The series won me over. I'm not sure if I had the opportunity to, I'll watch it from the beginning if it presents itself. But I'm not. It seems really involved. I have to watch from the beginning if I'm going to get into it.
Yeah, certainly. It's not. Yeah, it's definitely something you have to go back. Yeah, and watch. Yeah, but I don't know. Like you said, it's just kind of like something. It's definitely not my first priority to go back and watch it, but I do have some interest in seeing how these characters evolve to their season 4 selves. So I honestly think it'd kind of be fun. Like, we know these characters in their present state, so it's like, I think it would kind of be fun. It'd be like, I know it wouldn't be nearly as like cerebral, but it'd kind of be like watching season 4 of Breaking Bad and then watching season 1 through 3. You know what I mean? And it's like starting with Walter White in his most prime. I don't know. I'm being silly. That's not like that. But anyways.
The point is, I liked how just going into a blind, we still were able to kind of get a good gist of things that were going on. Weren't as lost as I thought we were going to be.
Right.
Honestly, the point is, it was really, really fun.
Really, the only challenge for me was just getting the characters' names down in the couple episodes.
Yeah.
And then, of course, just kind of getting a grasp of the magic and everything. I think that's kind of just a flaw of the show as a whole more than anything else.
Well, maybe again, presumably, if we watched from the beginning, maybe we'd be a little more used to the magic, perhaps.
I doubt it. Because from everything I've heard, big fans of the show think that the magic is just a mess. So I think you're giving it too much credit.
Yeah, I don't know. Then it's so funny. I'm the one defending the magic. Usually, I'm the one against the magic.
All right.
Anyway, so the point is that, again, the Frozen stuff, I can't say enough great things about that, how well they captured the Frozen stuff. I thought it was fantastic. And Emma Swan, I think, is really cool character. We got a bunch of really great. It's good. David was awesome. Really, it seems like a really interesting universe, most definitely. A really cool concept. I would worry that maybe they drag things out a little too long, like the whole sorcerer thing, but they're only in the 4th season, so Again, so just going into a blind seemed really, really impressive. It was fun. What do you think of kind of our adventure on the whole?
As a whole, like you said, it was kind of an interesting experiment. It definitely piqued my interest when you pitched it to me. Like, hey, let's just jump in blind to this show that we've never watched. That's incorporating a few characters that we know about, and I'm like, yeah, that sounds like it would work out well. So I hope us doing this has given the people like some value. At least a unique perspective. At the very least, that's kind of what we were going for. So,
well, the Frozen, just one thing is, let's talk about like how it stacks up. We kind of mentioned this throughout the series, but how does it stack up as kind of a Frozen continuation, more of a Frozen fan fiction, if you will?
Well, like I said, I think the biggest compliment I can give to it is that I am legitimately sad that the Ingrid character is not part of official Frozen canon.
Yeah, I mean, they took some really, it was a really gutsy move to kind of invest us in another Snow Queen, pretty much, and really sell us on her as a credible threat. They stuck really close to the original story from what I hear, and doing the whole Shattered Sight spell and everything.
Sure.
Kept her really interesting, a lot of dimensions, and the best thing I can compliment on is that it didn't. So what's the word I'm looking for? It didn't, not corrupt, but it didn't ruin. Okay, it didn't ruin the continuity. I guess it didn't It was accommodating to the continuity. It didn't change things around too much. Like there's room for it to be integrated into the regular Frozen.
I think arguably the biggest thing that happened in the continuity was the whole 30-year gap thing.
Well, I mean, remember, they were all frozen, so I mean, so technically none of them aged, except for the people outside.
Now that means that we can't get the Frozen and Tangled crossover.
True. But I mean, still, just for the most part, just like all the past stuff, pretty much, we could just always assume. Maybe the mother did have a sister. There was room for it. I was impressed by that.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, it was a really cool idea, I think, and it wasn't too gimmicky. It actually had some story reasons, and it looks like it did have some lasting effects of this whole one-way entrance into Storybrooke, and kind of like Emma kind of having like a kind of a false sister Joker dynamic going on with the Snow Queen throughout the thing. It was really a really cool idea. It's some additional mythology to the series that was coated in some Frozen-y goodness.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Overall, I think it was a trip well spent. I think I'm glad I invested the time in these characters. It was especially for the way that the Ingrid storyline paid off. If anything else, I think that was definitely the crux of the of everything that they were building towards. Some of the things, like I feel like Rumpelstiltskin's storyline, we followed it as good as we could have, but I feel like there's still some stuff in there that we're not privy to, just not having watched all the seasons.
We did kind of cop out in terms of going into this blind because we did watch recaps. If we had we not watched the recaps, I think we would have been much more lost.
Had we not watched the recaps, it would have been like watching Lost.
But boy, it was so. Last thing I'm going to say, because now we're coming to the end. Just again, seeing Anna and Elsa brought to screen, having kind of these great sisterly moments. It showed you the drive behind it. Anna went through all this for her sister. In the end, they well represented that, just with that line of dialogue between them. And it's really the love have a bond that we fell in love with. The reason Frozen just so talked about is they really got that bond down, these fun character dynamics. It transferred so well into live action. Not for a moment did I think, it's just people in Frozen costumes. No, I saw the characters brought to screen, and I loved them as much as I did in the animated movie. I wanted more of them. I got 13 installments of them, and it was a grand experience.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally agree.
Well, should I close the book?
Please do.
All right.
Yes, we are going over schedule.
Well, kids, time to close the book on this one. Period. Until we get to the next.
Well, we're not.
I know. Well, unfortunately, it's time to close the book on this one, and we're going to shelve it. Shelve this Frozen.
You didn't think this outro through, did you?
No, I did. I've been distracted by how sappy I'm getting. I'm sorry. Okay, it's time to close the book on this one for a final time. Close the book on our Frozen continuation. But it's been a grand experience going through Once Upon a Time. That immortal story, Once Upon a Time, but more than just a regular episode of Once Upon a Time. It is called Once Upon a Time. The title of this book, Once Upon a Time.
Frozen! Over.
It's over, folks.
Yes, it's over.
But it was fun. Dun, 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 dun.